Welcome to Pull a Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we promise you we can give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
I'm Nate. Let's pull the pin already.
I'm laughing right from the beginning, dude. I might have been your squeaky chair.
Anyway, you hear that?
Yeah, I hear that for sure. I was like, what the heck was that noise? Anyways, welcome, Nate. Welcome back. Appreciate you as usual. What are we going to do here? We're going to talk about some headlines or something?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk about some headlines. I'm sure there's plenty of other stuff we can talk about. Maybe we could one day come up with like a Saturday show where we just sit and talk and whatever comes up. That would be a good idea. But maybe we need some more veterans on for that because that would be kind of boring with the two of us because we've probably talked a lot already. Anyways, let's move on to what our show's about. Our show's about headlines again, our war rooms, what we used to call them. Now I don't know what we call them. But we'll just move on to our headlines and we pull these off mainstream media. And we tell you what they're about. We tell you how to get all emotional about them, get mad, sad, whatever. Whether we read the article or not, because we know you don't have time to do that either. But why is it important that we tell you what's going on?
Because we're just average veterans. We've been around the world and we know everything.
Yes, and we need some WD-40 on that chair. But yes, so that's why it's important that you listen to us. So we're going to tell you what to think. So let's get into headlines and tell you what to think. Chicago airport now sheltering hundreds of illegals as city waits on tents.
Good for them. They're a sanctuary city, right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I mean, I would make sure you don't go through Chicago airport.
Kidding, right?
Airports are already. And I wonder if these guys got to be screened and get inside, or do they sit on the outside?
Yeah, they can't be in the secure area because you have to have a plane ticket to get to that area. So.
But imagine the people who have to get through these people to go to the secured area.
They're just in baggage check.
Why don't they just give them TSA uniforms, put them to work?
Maybe they're just sheltering them in parking garages.
Or hangars. Hangars would be good, right?
Maybe a hangar. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Although they're probably full, right? I would assume that there's
go with illegals.
These guys have to fix planes, man, and just be done with it.
Well, maybe they're putting them work in there too.
Yeah, dude, in all seriousness, man, like this whole immigration thing's a joke. Like, I'm for immigration. Like, if people wanted to come to this country and work, bring them here. Like, let's bring them here. The problem is all these people are not coming here to be productive members of society. So you can't just let them come in. And even at that, we have to have the structure to support them.
Do you have proof of that?
Proof of what?
That they don't want to come here and be productive members of society?
I said all of them aren't. All I have to do is prove one isn't. I said one defies all, right?
True. True.
Or I could do the, political tactic. Most of Americans think, how the hell do you know what most Americans think? I think most Americans don't even tell you what they think.
True. Yeah.
Most Americans want to leave me alone.
I've never been interviewed.
You've been in a survey? How many surveys you been in?
0.
Now, if an email came across your inbox saying, hey, take a government survey, would you click it?
Delete.
Exactly. So how the hell do they know what most of Americans think? I mean, we can say things like most Americans aren't doing anything to stop all this stuff because there'd be proof of that, right?
Yeah.
But there are some that are, so you can see that. It's the silent majority principle, right? You remember what they say like that? The silent majority is what let Hitler happen because people kept quiet. This is the second episode we mentioned Hitler. We're definitely getting banned, right?
Not we, you.
Oh, wait. No, we're good. We can say Hitler all we want. As long as we don't say Trump. Trump is what gets you banned. You can say Hitler. You just can't say Trump because Trump is like, woo.
Well, this sounds like something Hitler would do.
What's that? Oh, put people in tents? Oh, no.
No.
Connecticut puts new limits on how many handguns law-abiding citizens can buy. What do you think?
Well, you get what you voted for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Make an argument for it. Make an argument for Connecticut.
I can't.
Like, why would you want to limit how many handguns a person could buy?
I can't make an argument for Connecticut.
Well, I mean, like come on, let's be realistic. Let's be real. How many handguns do you actually need?
As many as you want.
Well, right. Yeah. Look, I believe in the Second Amendment too. I believe in capital. I get it all.
There's different calibers. Different calibers for different reasons.
Well, but handguns. So even if you were to own one handgun for each caliber for each room in your house, there has to be some limit, right? 30, 40, I don't know. How many handguns do you really need?
As many as you want. There's no limit.
I get it, dude. But like I said, at the end of the day, if I stockpile my entire house with food, water, guns, and I'm the only one here, and a band of thieves come and takes me out, guess what? I just given them a whole bunch of food, guns, and water. So at the end of the day, I don't think having that many guns is really helpful anyway. Period. Because unless you're supplying Ukraine, um, there's no
Right.
sense to have more than you
Well,
can handle.
each handgun is something. Each caliber is something different. So you go to a range, you want to shoot different range, different distance targets. You need different size caliber handguns. So it doesn't matter how many you have.
Yeah, look, I'm not supporting Connecticut. I'm just making a case. I'm just having a conversation with this because to me, there are people that are obsessed. I mean, there are women out there obsessed with shoes. There are men out there obsessed with sneakers.
So we
You're
should put a
probably
limit.
one of
We
them.
should have put a limit on those.
Well, not that we should put a limit on it. Look, you spend your money on whatever you want. That's why I said I
Hmm.
can't get on board with this anyway. Second Amendment, I can't get on board with this anyway. I'm more making a not even an argument. I'm just trying to make another side of the case that, excess is the problem. I think that's what many people are arguing. Switch the word with handguns to money or hundreds. You know what I mean? Like put a limit on how many hundreds people can have, how much money people can have. That's what people in this world are arguing about is that there's greedy people out there that have all the money. Unfortunately, it's the ones making the laws that have all the money or
Hmm.
or connections with the people all the money. But you get what I'm saying is like so there is such thing as too much, I think. So I don't think limits are bad because limits are what? Boundaries. Boundaries are what we have in every relationship of our lives. So I don't think limits are bad, but if you're going to pass a law like this, you need to tell me why you pick that limit. Why is it 21 years old to drink? Why? Why did you put a limit on when we can drink? So limits are in our lives all the time. That's morally what I'm trying to stimulate the conversation about that. It's not about, because they're not taking away your right to have a handgun. They're just saying, look, man, when is too many handguns stuff? Because at some point you could be putting them out the back door. Somebody could break in and they could be getting stolen and used in crimes because you have more guns than you can keep track of. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like,
well,
so
then that's on you. You should have enough storage space to store your guns properly.
right. And then what if the government said, okay, you can have all you want, but they need to be locked up in this? They need the government limits how you can hold them. So there's always going to be sort of limits in our lives, right? Because it's for the better society. My question is this doesn't seem far fetched to me, but I need the details. I didn't read the article, but I'm telling you,
Imagine that.
I'm not completely opposed to limits because I think we all need limits in our lives.
Term limits. We need term limits. And moving on.
Yes, let's start there.
And
Let's
moving
start
on.
there. Good point, man. I love that. Was a great interjection there. All right. Consulting firms linked to Anthony Blinken and Victoria Nuland are advising Ukraine on how to spend U.S. foreign aid.
Okay, I'm going to need two explanations. Who's Anthony and who's Victoria?
Just look, let's put it this way. These are the people in the little circle that surrounded everything about Trump bad, Russia bad. These are the players that the behind the scenes players. These are the Joe Biden level people behind the scenes. The lawyers, these are the deep state rooted people that have not been elected but have been in there forever and doing their thing. You can just look them up. Everybody out there knows there's plenty of stuff. But these are the people that are the real threat to democracy, not the Joe Bidens, not the elected people who we can elect to get out if these are the people. And these people's names have been in on everything. The whole Trump conspiracy thing, the Russia Gate thing. These people have been on everything.
So is this a U.S. consulting firm or a
Of, of
Ukraine
course.
consulting firm?
Well, it
So,
doesn't matter what it is. They
so is
have ownership or some part in it.
so the Ukraine is hiring a U.S. consulting firm to tell the Ukraine how to spend U.S. money.
Dude, it's all money laundering. That's what this is. It's all money laundering. And why do you think they don't want Trump in? Because Trump doesn't need this money. He doesn't have to be in the club. He doesn't have to play the game. He doesn't need it. Just like Elon Musk now. I mean, I'm still on the fence. I don't know what side this guy's on. But when somebody threatens them that doesn't need to be or can't be bribed, they have to go after them. They have to discredit them. They have to eliminate them somehow because it's a threat to their corruption.
Yep.
And if we ever became a threat to their corruption, we'd be on that list too. We're not big enough.
Yeah.
Look at all the people that get big enough and do that. Like So that's the point. Is so what we really need, we need an underground uprising to combat this stuff. And I didn't say violently. We just need a movement of people on the bottom that are getting abused and taken advantage of all these time to wake the hell up and tell these people, Pelosi, I don't care how many flavors of ice cream you have in your refrigerator. You keep taking from me. I'm gonna come back and get it one day. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just sit here while you keep robbing me. Like people need to wake up with that mentality. You know what I mean? I don't condone violence because there's many ways we can accomplish this without violence. Heck, even if you go to a lower level, just call it intimidation. Intimidation could be anything, though. It doesn't have to be a threat of violence. It could be just the appearance, and you believe, hey, these guys might be mad and they might come take my ice cream. But at some point,
You know
these
what?
people got to wake up,
What flavors does she have? Because I might go take some ice cream.
dude. You name it, any flavor you want, bro. She's got them all. She's a 31 flavor, household.
Baskin and Robbins, huh?
Yeah, she's a full. But you get what I'm saying is like when are the people going to have enough? Because it. We talk about it all the time. It's not only when it gets in their backyard, only when it affects their wallet, but all these virtue signalers, like take the Black Lives Matter movement. All these white liberals that just jump up and say, "Oh, we care about something that doesn't affect them." Right? Let's be real. Black Lives Matter stuff didn't affect all these white liberals. In fact, they're probably the reason they need Black Lives Matter because they're the most racist people out on this country. But they jump on a cause that doesn't even affect them. But yet, they're not willing to take up a cause against the corrupt government that's ripping everybody off. It just shows you how stupid they are. It's like the government says, "Oh no," like when they go to peel back the curtain, like in the Wizard of Oz, and then the guy goes, "Oh no, it's over there. It's over there. Look at that racist dude over there." Oh, really? And that's what these liberals do. Like they literally don't go after the problem. The problem is these elite, Democrat, Republican, these elite people. Even not even just them. It's corporations too. You know what I mean? It's the people that the Bezos and all those people that get power and money, and that's all they do. Like you think about it, dude. If you have the money Bezos has, you can fix half of these problems. You can build airports to house all the immigrants that have been here. You
Well,
can do that.
that's not his problem.
No, it's not his problem, but it
Until
just goes to show you, though.
until they show up at his house.
Right, but it goes to show you, though. He'll encourage people to tell you to pay to do these things, but he's not doing it.
How do you
They're
know he's not providing money for illegals?
because it's still in the news. He can take care of all of them. He could probably finance Mexico, dude. He probably has more money than the Mexican government. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, these
There's a
people are
government. There's a government in Mexico.
well in between the cartels. I think there's
Oh, okay.
people that wear like government logos or something on their shirts.
This is probably it's cartel still, but anyways.
Yeah, right, and the shirt's probably made in China, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's just the point is that these guys have the money, man. They have the money, they have the power, but instead they're just so corrupt and greedy. Like, when is enough enough?
What
And
issues of taxpayers' money for half of them don't know what I'm here anyway.
right, it's like the joke I say, like, look, I'm a capitalist, I get it, you know what I mean? But I even watch some prominent YouTubers that talk about, well, money's not an issue, and then they sponsor these companies that cost 80, $90 for a freaking fruit flavored drink that's supposed to save your life, or and I'm sitting there thinking, like, so you have all this money and you're telling your audience to go out and support this company who's charging $80 for a fruit flavored thing to save people's lives. Why don't you just send it out to all your listeners? Why don't you just do that? Like, it just blows my mind. At what point do when you get, and I don't know this because obviously I've never been rich, so maybe when I get there I'll have a different perspective, or I'll be corrupted by the money too. So I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, but my point is I do kind of understand the left side with this, because a lot of the left, I don't know, maybe they're part of the rich people too, but the people who make that claim about greed and corporations, I understand it. If you're a company though, and you're putting money back into your company and you're using the excess money for research, if you're hiring people, then that's not greedy to me. But if you're a person, and just like the oligarch in Ukraine, he was the Secretary of Defense who went and bought mansions all over the world. He's got like 7 mansions now from the money the U.S. sent Ukraine. He has 7 mansions. That is corruption. That is greed, corruption, point blank. You can't see. Can you see the difference, or am I just babbling here?
Do you have water?
I got coffee.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
Shut that conversation down. So, U.S. Air Force conducts experiment to test AI in flight. You know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, someone's gonna hack it.
There's going to be a whole fleet of F-35s just disappear over to Ukraine. Whoa, what happened?
Where'd they go? They were over South Carolina. Now they pilots ejected.
We hit the wrong home button. we clicked the backup home. But I mean, like we already know AI. Look, dude, AI's got so many advantages. I mean, AI could bring so much to this country, so much to this world,
If
but
you
it
use it
can bring
properly,
so much
if you
evil
use it,
too.
oh yeah, yeah, that's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, but that's everything, right? And that's what I think the bigger concept of what all these headlines have in common. There's good and evil in the world. And I don't care how you slice it, there are evil people in places of power right now.
It's strange how you can find certain things in this country. The government can find certain things in certain people with no problem, but we can't go find a 35 million jet that should have a black box on it.
Right, like or a guy who plants a bomb at the Capitol. Like that's what they were talking about. They were talking about they have cameras inside um, to see Bowman pull a fire alarm. They literally have Bowman on camera pulling a fire alarm, but they couldn't find who dropped the cocaine in the White House.
Nope, there's no cameras in that room.
Like what? What? Like what are you talking about? So it just shows you that people are so stupid and naive to believe this crap. You know, I don't think you need to be a full blown conspiracy theorist, but I'm telling you right now, conspiracies are more real than not. They are. Some of them are extreme weird because I told you about this tactic they use, right? The tactic they use where they take a conspiracy theory and they make it extreme so it's not believable, even though the original conspiracy was true. They make it extreme, like Alex Jones with his turning the frogs gay. That's an extreme way of saying, even though he said it, but that's an example. Like that's an extreme way of saying the chemicals in the water are manipulating the reproduction systems of the frogs, which is fact. Fact. You understand what I'm saying? But when you turn it into, oh, they're turning the frogs gay, people hear that and they're like, that's an idiot. That's stupid. So they don't believe it at all. You know, like the whole COVID origin thing. We're definitely going to get banned, right? The whole COVID origin thing, right? That's what they did with that. They turned that from, you know, a lab leak to, oh, it's an extreme thing. And they made it some extreme thing so people couldn't believe it. It's a tactic, dude. It's a tactic. So I'm going to give you another tactic. Don't send us any money because we're probably not going to use it correctly. No, wait, that
And
didn't work.
now we just lost all of our funding. Thanks,
Yeah,
Jim.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I haven't checked the mailbox in years, so I don't think any checks came in. But either way, I just keep joking about the money because it makes me mad. Look, we're doing this for you guys. Well, we're really doing it for us and for other veterans who need this outlet. But if we can entertain you on the way, that's great. But at the end of the day, look, we're going to keep doing this until we can't do it no more. And that's just how it is. So we're going to go ahead and end this episode because I know Nate's giving me that stink eye, like,
Huh?
like Jim, you're babbling again. All right. So thanks for tuning in, Nate. Appreciate you tuning in, Nate. Thanks for showing up, Nate. Thanks for tuning in, Johnny, and all you other wonderful fans we got out there, all 6 of you. We appreciate you. And you IRS or FBI guys that are watching too. We appreciate you. Till then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin already. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.